to share. That is Siloam Springs, heartland city of a great producing empire of the Southwest. Minutes from the borders of oil-rich Oklahoma, the broad fields of Kansas, and the beauty of southwest Missouri, this northwest Arkansas city today has a future to share with all of America. It is a future built upon the sound economy of great fertile fields, luscious fruits and delectable vegetables, the land of milk and honey and tender juicy beef, the land of the golden brown platters of chicken, and a land of culture and art. It is the land Mother Nature blessed with an abundance of resources. This is the land of culture and the land of rich history. Tom-toms beat a steady chant for the march over the Trail of Tears. From the southeast to the new southwest, the trail wound across mighty rivers and tiny streams. Paths were formed across hill and dale, and each footstep was bringing the red man closer to his promised land. A land he could call home. A land to share with his mate. A land where crude tools could till the fertile soil. Where swift arrows could mark the game for his campfire. The Indian learned his lessons well. At each stream he paused, he quaffed the cooling waters, he surveyed the surrounding lands. Mirrored surfaces of brilliant and sparkling streams reflected the native trees, the grassy hillsides, and lands where he could build his native home. The Indian fell to the soil. He recognized its fertility, reaped bountiful harvests of golden maize. It was the end of the trail for the red men, a new home. And typical of the great newfound land, the white man followed closely upon the moccasined heels of the Indian. Pioneers blazed new trails. The stagecoaches set up their routes. The bearded frontiersmen surveyed the lands. They dreamed, and they built new empires, cities among the hills. And when the logs had been cut, the grain had been harvested, they paused in their labors to give thanks. Siloam Springs today stands as a tribute to these hardy pioneers. Paved streets, thriving thoroughfares, modern stores, the teeming life of a 20th century city grown up within those hills. Fringing upon the bustling life of the typical American city were bountiful fields. Spring months meant the ripening of strawberries, great crops of those luscious, dew-bathed morsels of red. The full, rich color of the ripe berry brings great throngs of harvesters to the fields. The pattern is set from vine to pickers' sheds beneath the trees, through careful grading processes, and then speedy overland transportation of waiting trucks and the chill of modern refrigerator cars. Beans, bushels and bushels of crisp and tender beans of the Ozarks, golden ears of corn, tons of rich red tomatoes. Then later, the carloads of delicious apples. Men and women alike take their place in the huge canneries processing the bountiful crops. The largest of these canneries is nestled within the soft hills surrounding Siloam Springs. Home of the chicken of tomorrow, Siloam Springs and its immediate surrounding areas produced more than 70 million of these super broilers. flocks of these tender birds find their way to a modern new plant, a processing plant dedicated to service to the American consumer. Here in this one plant, the plump broilers travel by conveyor belts along the assembly line. Government inspectors check every fowl to determine its true Ozarkian specifications. From inspection tables on to great refrigerated lockers into trucks, to the dinner table of Mr. and Mrs. America. Arkansas businessmen have extolled the virtues of Northwest Arkansas to an eager nation. Typical of these leaders are businessmen who confidently point to greater futures to share. Industry is today beating a new path to this last great frontier, and the trailblazers are those who have already seen and visited this Mecca, where deft fingers of eager workers turn out such items as fine hosiery and even overalls for the men of the fields. Dozens of other manufactured items find their way from this new industrial haven to the channels of trade. Modern utilities serve a wide area. Hillsides and valleys are dotted with herds of the finest dairy and beef cattle. Steady streams of milk pour into the processing plants and emerge as tasty products for the table. It is a magnetic force which has attracted business and silver dollars to the area. Perhaps the greatest of these forces has been the spirit of the people themselves. It is the spirit of cooperation and willingness to share, big business hand in hand with small business, which is emblematic of civic progress. Businessmen take their city planning seriously, and they carefully chart the destiny of their city. In one gigantic celebration, silver literally rolled through the streets as leading business concerns met payrolls with the weightiest of all American coins. Bearded men roamed the streets, their ladies attired in the flowing dresses of gay 90s trekked at their sides. And those same silver dollars rolled through the channels of trade. From wage earner to store proprietor, from baker to cleaner, and from merchant to banker. Siloam Springs is not a city of business and commerce alone. Community pride built this fine new hospital. The circuit rider has ridden far across the horizon. New futures have opened doors to modern houses of worship. Two elementary schools and a high school adequately serve the needs of the community. And then there is John Brown University, founded by that kindly philanthropic evangelist, Dr. John E. Brown. Today, the school furnishes an unusual program of religious, academic, and vocational study, a training of the heart, head, and hand. There is comfort in the home life of Siloam Springs. Gone are the days of the old wood burner. Gone are the days of the kerosene lamp. Today, cold, clear waters from the hills fill the city's huge reservoir, and those waters form a bubbling fountain of greater futures. Today, Siloam Springs extends a hand of welcome. With each new sunrise, these people of Siloam Springs gaze across light-streaked hills, planning and building a greater city for tomorrow. Theirs is a city with a future to share.